For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, for the record, yeah. For the record, for the record, yeah. For the record, for the record.
Man on the Moon 3.
Man.
Kids See Ghosts. Now Man on the Moon 3. He back.
He back.
He back. I haven't listened to Cudi in a long time, Press. Like, Kids See Ghosts was when I was like,
yeah. Well, you know that stayed in rotation.
Yeah.
Like that hasn't left my rotation. Like I
still go to Kids See
champion that
Ghosts
album.
for one or two songs, just depending on the mood I'm in. When I'm in that you know, that vibey, not depressed mood, but just like, you know, just trying to get through whatever you're getting through for that day. So there's two songs on Kids See Ghosts, but this Man on the Moon 3.
So
I'll let you lead because this is your guy, man.
Yeah. So Man on the Moon, Man on the Moon 1, Man on the Moon 2, like Kid Cudi came in with a different type of flow. This is like when all the skinny jeans and stuff was coming in. Everybody was like, oh man, no, not this guy, man. Y'all can't be doing this, can't be doing that. But the dude came in, stayed in his little lane and just went off with it. And like everybody didn't attach on at the jump, but I felt like his music was so impactful because it influenced that was the 808 and Heartbreaks and stuff like that when it got in Kanye. And then now people get introduced through the Kanye and going back and checking out his catalog, and now it becomes platinum and all this little stuff. And all these newer artists that we had around for the past couple of years, you can tell their Cudi influence. Like how he was like, his DNA is in it so much of the sing-songy, but with the like just
he right in the right pocket. This whole entire album, like
harmonizing. That's what I was trying to say. Where he's harmonizing over all these beats and everything, man. It's just like kick, and he's been the best at it still. Like with these guys that's coming in, and I just think like, but he kind of fell off like at the Man on the Moon 2, and then it was like that long low where he was just dropping all these little stuff, and you know he had the drug problems and all this other little problems that he had in his life, and I just wasn't liking the music that he put out for so long, and then Kids See Ghosts just brought back that resurgence. That now this is the Cudi I know. This is the Cudi that I've been like still listening to on these other albums.
So you're a big Cudi fan, right? What's the album that he had with the last album that I remember really checking for and liking, and it's probably because of it's a few songs, but one song stood out to me, and I love that shit because it's so ignorant. The one with Too Short.
I think it's on that Pain and Passion or Pain and something.
It might be, but yeah, that's when he poked his head out the last time that I actually listened before Kids See Ghosts.
It was definitely that album then. Yeah, because that was like the one that was like, it's okay, but it still ain't there.
This ain't premium.
Yeah.
Kid Cudi. Yeah,
but he's back. Like, hey, like he said in the songs up in here, he's back in his zone. You know what I mean? And like you can tell like he's really enjoying the music and what he's producing and putting out there, man. To get on it, man, talking about tracks and stuff that you should listen to that. The whole album is good. But I mean, if you absolutely got me,
we got to get into it because this is a review. I think we may put this out on YouTube, or if you're watching this, it is out on YouTube. But but yeah, man, go ahead, man, get into it.
Tequila shots. Yeah. That's like the intro for him. Like he just like comes in on that. Another Day, She Knows This, Heaven on Earth. Show Out. That was the one that was featuring Pop Smoke, which
Pop Smoke killed that hook.
He went into Pop Smoke lane. Like he actually stepped away from his little zone and like
it had some bars.
It had more of that what was that drill type feel. And then
it was a well put together song. I mean, I'm growing towards that UK grunge sound and drill. I'm growing to like it. Mm-hmm. So when I heard Cudi on, I was like, oh shit. What's going on here, because I wasn't expecting that on this album, you know, with it separated into 4 acts, but somehow it fit perfectly.
Yeah. And then Sad People, which it's not even much a sad song, man. It's a little bit happy song. Like it's an upbeat type song. It's very catchy. And then the Rockstar Nights, the one that had it had that the dude I hate.
Trippie Redd.
Yeah, no.
I know who you're talking about. Post Malone.
Post Malone. Yeah, it has like that Post Malone type look feel. And yeah, man, just rides, man. He actually like kills that song too, man. And it's just like, but all these other songs that I'm missing on it, I'm telling you, they're still great. You're gonna listen, pop this album in, and you're gonna listen all the way through. Uh, great. Back to the Man on the Moon concept. Kid Cudi back in his prime. Just elite level. You know what I mean? This is gonna elevate him again. I think right up to the top again. If he wasn't there already on somebody's list, like this is definitely gonna elevate him straight back up to the top.
Yeah, man. If I had to say, and this is gonna sound like if you listening to this, this is gonna sound like I got egg on my face. But if I had to say one thing that I didn't like about this was where the hell was the Adventures of Moon Man and Slim Shady?
Oh.
Where the hell was it, man? Oh man, that was like one of my go-to songs. This is on my playlist for 2020 as far as some of my hottest tracks for 2020. And Kid Cudi was spitting with him. Like was like, well, he wasn't M killed that
Yeah,
shit.
M killed that,
but to be right in the tier right below it and get your rapping shit off, because Cudi, you know, he don't rap a whole lot. But when he do, like you forget that he actually is a pretty good rapper.
Yep.
Pretty good rapper. So when I'm like, where is this? Like, I don't care. Put it as a bonus, like they used to in the day when the songs were at the end of the album and nobody cared about the song. Put that on there.
I think he did it just off the showing like I don't need it. This is off the strength of my music. The music stands on its own. Don't get me wrong. I wanted that song on there, and I look forward to on that album. And I was just like, huh? But you just dropped this.
Go through the cover. What was going on?
But that got me excited. Is him and M really working on a joint album? Will it gonna come out? If it sounds in the vein of that right there, and he can give me something like with that Kid See Ghost, him and Kanye did.
If they did something like that together, and M let Cudi produce, because that's at the heart of everything. Cudi is a damn good producer, and if you didn't learn anything from Kid See Ghost in this one, and from what Kanye's been doing over the years,
808 and Heartbreaks, like all his
Cudi is a hell of
my
a
dark
fucking
twisted
writer
fantasy,
and producer, man.
Like Cudi had his hands all over that, man. And you if you listen to his music and you tell me that he didn't influence or have his hands in all that and getting some of that the money from Kanye off that on the back end, you're a damn lie. Cudi was a big influence on the height of Kanye's career.
So yeah, man. So that was my thing. Like if I had to have a gripe, that was my gripe. But again, man, Tequila Shots, you know, it set the tone. You know, You Can't Stop This War on Me. It kind of lifted right off of Man in the Moon 2 and kind of where he was at Man in the Moon 2. And you mentioned all the drug problems and stuff like that. And typically Cudi isn't I like how he brings me into his world and what he's going through, because now I can understand depression a little bit more in terms of what people go through. And I mean, music is one of those ways where you can kind of simply explain it to a person in a melodic form. I typically don't be in those modes. You know what I mean? Like I've never been in a deep depression, or I've never had I say that as I'm drinking. I've never had like alcoholic issues. I've never had alcoholic issues or anything like that. And I don't say that to pump my chest out, but I've had helpful, positive ways to cope with my stress and any time things like depression or hurtful things come to life. But when he starts with Tequila Shots, and then even Heaven on Earth, he was like, ain't no thing in this world that can keep peace from me but me.
Yeah.
And then when I was watching the Zane Lowe interview that I sent you, I know you didn't have time. My bad. I kept that one to myself. But it's a really, and I didn't do it on purpose. I just like, oh, Prez would like this, and never sent it. But he did an interview with Zane Lowe, and like he was kind of speaking to, hey, I had to get my shit together first to really get a hold of the different things I was doing and the different relationships I was ruining, and getting out of being a loner and immersing myself into whatever projects I was doing, like giving 110% and stop trying to be everywhere and doing everything. So those are some of the songs that where I'm typically not in that mind frame, but he did the depression shit on a jamming level. He made it palatable for people who are typically not gonna go listen to Cudi from what they think he produces musically. For me, he made it palatable for me. And Dive, prime example. She Knows This. Hey, I would listen. She knows this if we was going out to the club, which we don't do anymore, but eventually, hopefully, the world opens back up. That's one of the songs that could get some play for sure. Dive is definitely another one. Very unassuming. He's saying some shit in them songs as far
Yeah.
as, but he's talking about the life, just suppressing your depression with drinking, girls, fun, and living a life, having the nicest car, the biggest chain, fattest wallet, all those different type of things. He's saying in those songs, but I can appreciate it because we all do that to a certain extent. Like when we have a rough week and we were going out in our younger years and hitting the club, we normally had a lot of stress going on in our
Yeah,
lives,
yeah,
but we
yeah.
was just going there to meet some new girls and have a good time, drink, not do drugs. We don't promote drugs. I don't. But I'm saying, man, yeah, man. And just finally ending it off, man. Like the void,
Yeah.
the void, the melodic nature and the repetitiveness of the song, like kind of got me. And the song is long as fuck, it's like almost 5 minutes. That song, but
I
it's
get. I don't know,
so
must like you
I
must
get
catch it.
lost. I got
get
lost in
Yeah.
it. I got lost in it. And again, I am not the biggest Kid Cudi fan, but musically, you can't deny what he
What
was
you get-
doing with production wise on that shit. And last but not least, prayer. I don't have it on here. Last song on the album, The Life.
The life. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that man, I don't know what like I think that to me that's like his could be his encore,
Mm-hmm.
to a sort like in the show. That's whenever the tour opens back up, if you end the show with The Life, I could picture that lights out, lighters up, a bunch of people who feel the same way that he's felt throughout the years and whatever space he was in mentally when he made that song. I feel like would be like a sigh of relief, like because that song really is dope, man. Like at the
Yeah.
end of the day,
And like you were saying, man, like Kid Cudi, man, I felt like he was ahead of his time, even back then, like with Man on the Moon 1 and 2 coming on. Like I said, like he came out with the skinny jeans. I remember this whole little era when it's coming up and there I was like talking all this, like, oh man, you can't be doing that. But I was just like, this music jamming though. This music nice. Do y'all not listen at this right here? And everybody was like, nah. And lo and behold, 10, 15 years later, here we are. Like majority of that is there. Everything that he's doing is coming. So now I feel like now his sound and his music is catching up with today, or we done finally caught up with Kid Cudi, and he's able to drop this masterpiece on us right here.
yeah, man.
I said a masterpiece, man. Yes, it is.
Oh well, why didn't you have it in your top 10 albums of 2020?
Because it came out one day before we recorded, and I said that it was like, man,
Is there such thing as instant classics in your book?
it is the such thing as instant classic, and I thought that that's what I said I was gonna do, but I didn't want to come back and recant something. Some things like when you talking about the best albums,
Trust
man,
your gut, man.
You want things to like sit with you. You want to know like 3 months down the road that it's still gonna hit. Even though like the first time I heard, I'm like, this right here is it. And Iggy on that.
Iggy
definitely talked
trusted his gut,
yeah,
man.
he
You gotta
talked
trust
about
your
it.
gut, man.
But I just yeah.
I am a fan of this album. I do not, like I said, I don't typically listen to Kid Cudi a whole lot, but I do acknowledge his genius and his penmanship and his production. And if you have gone through any type of depression or any type of thing like that, and you've been a Kid Cudi fan from the past and you just haven't listened to him in a while, I can tell you, you will definitely like this album and you will echo Present Eye's sentiments, man. That's what I got to say about it. I was pleasantly surprised this late in the year that I got an album this good that possibly may make my 2021 wrap up if it stands the test of time. So we'll see what's in store for 2021.